Growing up in West Texas, there are so many opportunities to learn about duty and honor and loving your neighbor. And I think that all of that is tied into patriotism. My name is Beverly Henderson, and I'm from San Angelo, Texas. Alan and I met in high school. I thought he could use just a little bit of help. Just a little bit of help. Isn't that what every 15-year-old girl thinks about a 16-year-old boy? We married in the fall of 1968. 3 months into our marriage, Alan received a letter, and from there on, it was in the U.S. military. This one was from basic training at Fort Bliss in El Paso. And this one is probably my favorite.
So my dad was a very good storyteller and joke teller. And what I loved the most about my dad was that he could laugh at himself. My dad just had a really jovial sense of humor and was really pretty fun to be around.
With so many scenes in the political world shifting, there was a lot of political talk at home. And I remember telling Alan, no more. If you don't get involved in something that makes this country stronger, no more political talk. And that was kind of a springboard. Concerned Veterans for America just is so appealing because we had opportunities to learn about how we could impact legislation. When we went in, there was no need to find out where people were in their value systems, in their goals. So there was no time wasted. Immediately, you were able to jump into the mission itself.
So I still remember clearly the first time that Alan came in. Beverly had, I'll say, dragged him into the meeting, but she'd been making calls for us for quite a while. And he came to check out to see who we were. And when he understood that he had the ability to use his service experience to talk to elected officials, to talk to the public, to explain what it means to sacrifice for our country, and when he understood that CVA was about serving your country again to make America better, he lit up like a Christmas tree.
To actually be a part of a group who could go to Austin and who could speak over the matter of VA health care, he was on board for that. I would say that might have been one of his most favorite accomplishments.
We see problems that America faces. We provide avenues for people to come volunteer and to make a difference. A large part of what we do for our lawmakers is let them hear voices of our veterans and their family members directly. We do a lot of local office visits. We have our annual Vets on the Hill where we go to the congressmen and senators in D.C. We also do a lot of citizen contact where we're knocking on their doors, calling them, having them send electronic petitions to their representatives. We do a lot of town halls where we invite the public in. We are that bridge that connects the citizens and their needs to their elected officials so that they can hear what's really going on and what needs to be addressed in our country.
In about 2019, I traveled to Austin with a group from CVA, and one of the people that came with us was a volunteer, Alan Henderson, and he and I immediately, we just hit it off. He's hilarious. He loves to make people laugh, and we just had a great time.
Candace is the premier community builder for Concerned Veterans for America, and she builds a family in West Texas. They tell people I'm a CVA volunteer, and they own that. And Candace puts everything together where they can come be a part of a family, they can do something good that solves a problem that they care about. They can get a great education, they have fun and fellowship together, and that's why she's so good at what she does. Any service member that's a male, he understands and knows that what really makes his community work that supports him is the ladies, the spouses, the sisters, the mothers. Candace completely grasps all of that and binds us together with that family support unit. And she runs it so tightly and so warmly that it feels like you're back in service again.
The majority of the people that live here in Abilene are veterans or family members of veterans. When I ask for help from the people here in the community and my volunteers, they're quick to jump in and serve because of their family members and because of them being veterans themselves. I find that you do more for your family than you do for yourself, and I think that's what is in my opinion, that's what's helped my community grow so much bigger than most communities across the nation, is because we are one big family here in Abilene.
Alan was on hospice care for a very few days when he came home from a hospital stay. And he and I were at home, just the two of us, just like we started out, just two of us, when he left. But then as they were carrying him out, I thought, this is so wrong. There needs to be abandoned cheerleaders. I don't know. There's got to be something. I remembered the ringtone on his phone. It's retreat, which means the duty day is done. After Alan passed, we began to think about what his memorial service might look like. So I actually called friends, called Russ at Concerned Veterans for America. He said, okay, that's for Candace. And I said, in my head, oh my, they are bringing in the big guns. One thing I was certain of is if she was assigned something, she was going to see it through. Concerned Veterans for America did come through for us. They made things happen that we didn't know were possible. They made things happen that we didn't even know we needed.
They super exceeded our expectations. In fact, one of the veterans went on to the Veterans Cemetery ahead of us and took flags and then lined the walkway where we had my dad's service, a beautiful detail that we would have never considered. Candace played a pivotal role in some of the bigger events that took place as part of my dad's service. She helped get the Freedom Riders to escort us from the church to the cemetery. So it was almost calming to have them there. And then CVA also provided lunch for my family, and that was a very sweet and thoughtful touch.
It's fun watching these guys throw axes, be part of the CVA community, share those experiences. And the thing I love about them is they still have a desire to serve their country, to make it better. And they come here to volunteer to make that happen.
It's like another family. If you need something, someone to talk to, they're there. We always have fun. We're cracking jokes. We're mingling with people. Just overall enjoying being with one another and supporting one another. So it's that second family.
Veterans who have been instrumental in providing us our continued freedom have not always received the benefits that they're due. Somebody has to speak on their behalf. Somebody's got to get involved with them at the policy level, which is the only place where we can actually make a difference for them. And I think that's really the ultimate satisfying experience, is to know that you've accomplished that by just giving your time.
My idea of Concerned Veterans for America is that they have been a mold for us who choose to make change, to speak blessing. They have impacted and shaped our lives that we then could be the mold for others.